Hello and welcome to the Bel-E and Scratch podcast. I am your host, Bel-E.
And I am your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And today, I don't understand. I'm at the appropriate age where I can party all weekend and some of the weekdays, and I don't even want to do it.
Boo.
Oh my god. That whole stuff about, sleep all day, party all night, man, fuck that life.
Yeah, it's tough.
Like I said, I'm at the appropriate age where I can do that, where it's socially acceptable for me to do that. I don't want to do that.
If you do it naturally, it's tough.
Yeah.
You don't have some type of pharmaceutical involvement.
Yeah, I try not to do anything like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just not worth it in the long run.
Well,
just bad investment.
I think a lot of it is your background, the way you were raised. You were allowed to experience life.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people, when they hit high school and they get semi-legal, and then when they get legal, they just go up like a bomb.
Yeah,
because they've been in this.
They've been in a box for their whole lives.
Usually benevolent, but every now and then it's malevolent.
Yeah.
That
explains a lot when I went to college.
Yeah, when my attitude, my approach was, you would have less. What's a good way to put it? They always talk about sowing the wild oats. Or
I thought that was a euphemism.
It is.
Okay.
But it isn't always physically or sexually related.
Sure.
So you and Bro got a lot of freedom.
Yeah.
Early on. So by the time you
hit adulthood.
By the time you hit late teen or early adulthood, you weren't really all fired up to go out and, experience life, because you had already experienced life.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to go out and do stuff, but it wasn't like, I can't wait till I move out this motherfucker. Wasn't quite like that.
No, it wasn't.
And
that was a purposeful determination.
Yeah, because I don't think...
At least from my perspective.
Yeah, because I don't think either of us really had, that stereotypical teenage rebellion stage, because there really wasn't a need, per se.
And, myself...
Because we weren't hampered by anything.
No, and you really weren't, right. You really weren't, held back.
No.
We experience people, we experience life, we experience culture, we experience civilization.
Yeah, it's called traveling, people.
Traveling. And the patriarch and I always brought you and Bro into it.
Miss Meech.
Yes. So, it was a lot, I felt it was a lot, in my opinion, it was a lot easier for you to settle into school.
Sure.
In your education.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, that was a big part of life experience.
Oh, I agree. Plus with the whole thing about people saying public school brainwashes your children, it just teaches you how to sit still and obey orders. And it's like, well, if you don't put your kids in school till they're about, 8th, 9th-ish grade, give them that homeschooling experience, that freedom, and establish that ability to critically think, then maybe stuff like that won't take hold as hard.
I think that's really important.
Yeah. Because it happened with me. Happened with Bro.
Right.
So
I think that's why, you don't have this, you have this burning desire to run out.
Well, I have it now.
Crazy.
Well, I kind of have it now. Not the so much go crazy part, but the going out part. I do have it now.
Well, I mean, you obviously, and every person does this. They want to experience life on their own terms.
Yeah. That's just, and everyone gets that way.
And honestly and truly, and I don't fault other people for raising their children this way, to a point. But there really wasn't anything where you felt deprived or they were trying to keep something from you.
Not
or
quite.
Keep you from something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really important, you're the patriarch and I raised you and bro.
Yeah.
To be human beings.
Yeah.
We
were treated like human beings.
You were treated like human beings. And I'll sweat it.
Okay.
You interacted with all sorts of people.
Yeah.
Different cultures, different backgrounds.
Yeah, it's hard to not do that out west.
It honestly and truly, it wasn't my original, wasn't specifically anything that I sat down and said, we
need to do this.
But it was kind of an add-on along the way.
Oh yeah,
which I was very happy to involve you and bro with. So I think I think what happens a lot of times, people in their late teens, early 20s, mid 20s, I gotta stop saying yeah. And
I don't know, dude, you just woke up from a nap and I am just like strong the fuck out. Like, I'm upped up. Not in a bad way per se, but just in a, I want to take a nap.
I think it's a level of, honestly, truly, I think it's a level of trust in how a person sees within themselves.
Sure.
I felt that, you and bro could handle what we were involved in. And you could. You did.
We did.
And
I mean, technically speaking, he and I are trying to invest in a future where we can just travel whenever we want.
Right.
So,
And it broadens your mind. It does.
Yeah.
I mean, it exposes you. A lot of people, I know it's driving me crazy.
Are you going to make a rap album over there? Be a nomad. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this particular part of the conversation.
Well, it doesn't necessarily specifically mean that you have to engage in that type of lifestyle, although it does help.
Yes, it does.
It does. It really does.
Like, I advocate for it.
A lot of people their social views, their cultural views, their religious views, their secular views are, they're born in the same town. They go to school in the same town.
Yes.
Graduate from school in the same town.
They don't even really leave the state, much less their town sometimes.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
And if it is, it's always, within the parameters.
Yeah, like the next county or something.
And it's always like it's always a sort of kind of, shit, it's bad. You experience things within the best specific parameters.
Yes.
Like you're on vacation.
Yeah. But you don't actually go out there and live there.
But you actually don't go out and live, right?
Yeah.
You don't meet people, per se. You don't meet people.
I mean, you can meet people, but you don't, there's the difference between taking, a week, maybe 2 weeks in one location versus being there month plus, living there, possibly getting a job or, going to the store, continuously buying groceries, interacting with the public, hey, Bob, hey, stuff like that.
And that's why things that are, for most people, it's not that they dislike, they're just uncomfortable. They're not used to it, right? And
which is where for us, we don't care.
And you can't, honestly and truly, you really can't fault people for, you can only live the life once you're born.
Yes.
You can only live the life that's presented before you.
Yeah.
And you don't get exposed to a lot of different stimuli.
Speaking of stimuli, what the fuck? Oh God, that hurt.
I don't know why it's so loud to you, but anyway.
There's a lot of things that are loud to me.
Fluff.
Fluff.
Let's start this
God.
podcast with some fluff.
That's fine. I'm just like I said, you just woke up and I'm like,
oh, and I had some coffee.
Oh.
Yes, I'm a little jacked up right now. See?
Oh, God. Now
Yeah.
see. Okay, so basically we have the exact opposite dynamic where I'm the subdued one and you're the one that's like, ah! All right, so basically what I was trying to say. All right, so as of this particular recording, I've technically had 2 to 3 straight days of partying.
Yeah.
It began mostly on Friday with all right, so my quote-unquote dream job is being a personal trainer, thank God. And there was like this party in the downtown region of the nearby city. She got me free VIP tickets, in which I am eternally grateful for. I will never be ungrateful for my boss doing me favors to network and possibly build a clientele as you do as a trainer. So basically, it is essentially in a basement. Not like someone's mom's basement, but like a classy industrial type basement. I don't know how to describe it. It's like there's the main street, and this took place under the main street.
This is where the club was?
Yes.
All right.
It's mostly, from what I gathered, it was mostly for like wedding venues and stuff like that, but because of the panorama, not an awful lot of people are going to flash some cash for a wedding. Some do, some don't. So I guess this guy decided, and I met the owner, but I'll get to that in a minute. And so the guy who's like, I got this space, let's just have parties, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I respect that. You gotta have a business, you gotta have a livelihood. I respect that. I'm trying to make one for myself.
Yeah.
So I go there. It's like New York themed. It's like a black tie cocktail party-esque type thing. I show up in a red dress because fuck you.
Why not?
Yes. And I've got some high heels on that are strapped to my legs because I know the type of dance that I do. For one, it's not really built for high heel dancing, but if I'm going to dance that way, they better stay on, or else I'm going to break something, and then I'm going to have to call you on the dance floor and be like, hey, can you come pick me up? Literally.
Yeah.
Like right now. Don't touch me, peasant! Can you come get me? The peasants are closing in.
Right.
One of them took my wallet. Anyway.
And muttered something anti-Semitic on the way out the door.
Yeah, or whatever Family Guy said. So, basically what had happened was, I pre-gamed the party, because I'm still kind of nervous around talking to people, even in my own, city, I guess. So I pre-gamed, not super duper hard, drank there, and that place has got to, I don't know who mixed my drink at the bar, but they need to be fired. They served me the worst Cosmopolitan I have ever had in my life. The only reason I like Cosmos is because they're sweet. This was like Everclear level of alcohol.
Yeah.
It was just like, what? Oh God. Thankfully, I did get to meet some people and got leered at by all the older dudes, which I'm starting to notice as a trend recently, getting leered at by older dudes. Specifically, older dudes. Like, not even people in my own age range. Older, rich-looking dudes.
Hey. So they bring something to the table.
Hey, if I was a gold digger, I'd aim higher. I'm just saying.
Hey, they need love too.
Like I said, if I was a gold digger, I'd aim higher. I'd be like, all right, how about you get me my own plot of land and build me my own house, and then we'll talk. Something like that.
Sure. And
sign it under my name so you don't do nothing funny. So I did actually meet some people, handing out my business card, and all that. My boss showed up. She was looking nice. And I'm just, dancing with the fucking high heels on, which is always a bad idea. And about dang near killed my calves and Achilles heel, or Achilles tendon. Almost killed that night. So I basically get home around like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. And have you ever gone to a party? You pregame it, you drink while you're there. By the time you leave, you're sober. This is an actual question.
If you do what?
Have you ever pre-gamed a party, like drank before you came to the party, is what pre-gaming is.
Oh, yes.
Go to the party,
Yes.
drink there, and then by the time you get home, you're sober.
Yeah, but you were more physically active than I
I
ever
know.
was.
I danced for like
Now,
3 straight hours almost, and sweated all that alcohol out. So by the time I get back to my car, at first I was like, maybe I shouldn't drive. Oh no, I'm sober.
The only tremendous activity I ever got in those type of situations was usually getting chased by the authorities.
There were multiple authorities.
Why is my boots all covered with sand and water? You don't remember getting chased down the beach by the security guards of that club? Nope.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, but honestly and truly, that whole part, like the whole scene at that party, just wasn't that just wasn't my scene. I don't mean the whole New York theming. I mean the people that were there, because it was a bunch of, Jesus Christ. Well, anyway, so basically, it was a bunch of sad-looking, single, older, rich white people at this party. And I'm like, what the? Okay. I mean, I was told it was a singles event, but I didn't know it was like the 40-plus singles event that explains all the leering old dudes.
Right.
So, obviously there was some young couples there who probably just had like some extra bit of cash or whatever who were there. But it was like, Jesus Christ, this is not my scene. I don't really have a scene, but that wasn't it. And then the next day, after approximately 3 to 4 hours of sleep,
right,
I popped back up, put my makeup back on because I had to take it off because I refused to sleep in makeup. That's how you age your face. And I had to go to the local Renaissance Fair, which was practically an all-day gig because I was dancing in it with my peeps.
Peeps?
Yeah. Had to show up, I was there, it started at like 10, and then I had to be there at like 11, it went on like 3 hours later, went on again 2 hours later after that, and that was about when I was like, I'm done, I'm gonna head home, take a shower, get out of my regalia. And then someone told me about the end of the Ren Fair and then the quote-unquote after party for the Ren Fair. At the end of the actual fair itself, it was basically a local band, and some of my peeps were like dancing to them, and I came by to support after taking the shower, getting into civilian clothes because I am not wearing those heavy skirts no more. Not after all that. And then the after party, which I went to, and the after party really was like the unofficial. It was definitely it wasn't even official, unofficial. It was definitely an unofficial after party for some of the folks there. Because it was at this local dive bar, and it was essentially a Tool concert.
Tool.
It wasn't...
Tool.
It wasn't them, wasn't actually Tool. They
That's
have these...
interesting how you can have a Tool tribute band.
After the Renaissance Festival?
Well...
That's just how I roll.
Those are two things I wouldn't necessarily say in the same sentence.
Exactly.
But after the Renaissance Fair, there was a Tool tribute concert.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Yeah, it was one of those. It was another local band. I think it was like from the next state over. It was a local band who.
Maynard.
Yeah, that dude looked like Maynard.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he wasn't as tall,
Poor
but
kid.
he had the riot gear. Yeah, Maynard's doing. I think he, if I remember correctly, he's doing like a riot gear every time he has a concert. He's doing that now.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything recent, but that's kind of what I think. That's what he's doing right now. At this particular stage, I don't know. And the lead singer of this tribute band...
Sounds kind of culturally inflammatory.
It's Tool. What the fuck did you expect? The only other band I could believe doing something like that and getting away with it is Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
That's about it, really. You know? So it was this Tool tribute concert at this dive bar because I'm like, you know what's the best way to cap off a weekend of, I can't even say debauchery because I didn't drink the whole time until the dive bar. Because I was like, no, I am exhausted, running on limited sleep. I am not drinking till the end.
Right.
Because I'm just like, nope, I don't care. I need to be sober. I need to be awake. Alcohol put me to sleep. I'll pass out. So that's basically how I capped that whole thing off, I followed the Renaissance Festival with a Tool tribute concert.
Right.
I didn't stay for the whole thing. I did, but I didn't. I did want to stay because, obviously I do like some parts of the band, not all of it, because sometimes Tool can just be fucking depressing. Like, Jesus.
Well.
Especially the music videos, which I will say... Artistically, I enjoy. Do I want to watch it all the time? No!
Well, I can remember when I first started entertaining Tool, when they first showed up.
Oh, you saw the sober music video?
I was younger and more angry.
Was it sober or Schism that got you? Because I always liked the...
Schism.
Schism? Ooh, I love that one.
Yeah.
I like the Parabola music video because it's like
in all these years,
existence,
decades later, I don't have that anger because I became a parent.
Yeah, it's kind of the same reason why I couldn't really get into Rage Against the Machine or Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah,
especially Nine Inch Nails because it's like Trent. Shut the fuck up.
Well, you begin to understand that that type of anger application doesn't ultimately serve you.
And after a while, it just doesn't.
Well,
it can serve, but not in certain contexts.
I've been a big Megadeth fan from the beginning.
Me too.
And from the beginning of your exposure to it, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yes, I've actually existed for 40 plus years.
But if you look at their music back in, let's just say the 80s, they're talking about.
You mean
I always loved Foreclosure of a Dream.
You mean that whole peace sells but who's buying type era?
That sort of thing.
Rust in peace.
Right. And at that time in my life, I embraced that type of ideology. Mm-hmm. And it took me to be on the planet another 20, 30, 40 years to understand that this is just existence.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get it.
Because they were talking about, everything back then was so apocalyptic. Oh, man, the fucking government is going blah, blah, blah. And here we are still. And that's what I want to express to people today, regardless of what's going on
and there's
with
a lot.
the panini.
Yes.
And cultural and governmental change and transition.
It's just life.
It's just life.
It's always happened.
And the best thing you can do is to understand that it's just life. It's not like, the 1930s and 1940s.
Where they didn't have any way of covering,
there
really.
was an entity that completely turned the world upside down. That type of thing is really, ultimately not going to happen anymore.
Not quite.
I believe that. I really do. I mean, there may come a moment here in the future where...
But it's not permanent.
Yeah, it's not permanent.
Yeah, I do
you live
believe
through it, and yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I do believe that there could be a passage of time where stuff like that, where it's like one giant force controlling the rest of the globe, but it can't last forever. Like, I know Britain got close.
Yeah.
Britain got really close. But even at the end, they had to eventually give it up. For various reasons and various political shenanigans. But eventually, even, Rome declined or fell, whatever you want to say. Britain eventually had to give up some parts of its empire, but ultimately, that's just kind of what happens. You just have to let go of some stuff. Otherwise, you're going to be destroyed.
Well, the secret aspect of that sort of thing is that they still own it. True. Okay.
In a way.
In a way.
Hong Kong might be up to debate. I don't want to talk about that. But anyway, so I will say this about Megadeth. One of my favorite things, and in this area, it's pretty easy to do with having giant thunderstorms, and I mean biggins. Biggins. Oh yeah. Good old biggins or big old goodins? Both. Yeah, gotcha. My favorite thing to do in like this in a massive rain thunderstorm. Yeah. Like so bad you have to turn your windshield wipers all the way up just to be able to see 3 feet in front of you. Right. For some reason, if I get caught out in those situations, one of my favorite things to do is turn on my CD player, flip it to track 13 of Megadeth Greatest Hits. Wait, is it 13? Yeah. Track 13 of the Megadeth Greatest Hits CD that just happens to be in there. Yeah. It's probably always going to be in there. Play Hangar 18 in a thunderstorm. If you have never heard Hangar 18 in the middle of a raging hurricane, you are missing out. You're missing out. Yes. Okay. You're missing out. Yes, you are missing out. And I don't mean like you're at your house listening to it, watching it outside. No, you have to be driving in the hurricane and listening to Hangar 18 at the same time. Imagine the scene in Forrest Gump when Lieutenant Dan is up in the mast of the shrimp boat. What the fuck? Exactly. When's that appointment? He's like, you call... in October. Oh, fuck. Yeah, a month. He's like, you call this a storm? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay, now imagine Hangar 18 is somewhere in the background being played while Lieutenant Dan is just screaming his lungs out at the storm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, and that's okay, sometimes, the rage... Mm-hmm. The rage always exists. Yeah, it's natural. It's human. And you got two choices. Yeah. In those types of situations, you can either, and I'm not saying either choice is right or wrong. I'm just saying these are choices that you have. You can either fold up, be safe, or you can just charge it. It just depends on context. Bull by the horns, that sort of thing. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm trying to get more and more comfortable about being, outgoing and charging, stuff like that. Yeah. Because that's just been a long time in this system where I really couldn't. I wish more people would embrace that. Yeah. Because you're not going to stop getting hit. No, you're not. Okay, you're not going to stop the rain. There's nothing you can do. The rain falls upon the heads of us all. Yeah. Okay, the storms come for us all. And everybody, not everybody, but there is a measurable part of the population that will. Life sucks because this sort of thing happens all the time. It's just it's like going outside and being mad because there's a tree in your front yard. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just the way things are. Yeah. It's just there. It's just there. Yeah. And it's just hanging out right there. It's just hanging out right there. Why are you mad at the fucking tree, bro? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean everything's great. It doesn't mean everything's horrible. The best way to do it is to... Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. I'm not trying to be a buzzkill. Shirking your hosting responsibility.
responsibility.
Motherfucker.
No, I think you're doing okay. You're just, this is a new,
This is why I don't party.
well,
I'm at the appropriate age where I can party, and I don't do it. This is exactly why, because at some point, I'm just like, I want to sleep for 3 years and eat chicken nachos.
it's not a bad idea.
We don't have chips.
No.
Nah, I can go get chips.
Yeah.
I can go get more cheese. But anyway.
So I mean, live your carpe diem. Live your life.
Yeah.
And I have been guilty of pulling back, and
Yeah, even when you shouldn't. Like, looking back and I've had to cut a lot of people out of my life, especially the past 2 months, because otherwise I would have just driven myself up a damn wall and killed somebody already. But no, I think I look back on the days when I probably should have stood up and went, "You're out of line. You need to shut the hell up or fix it."
right.
To numerous people, not just.
Well, that's the whole thing you run into.
Yeah.
People are. It's not so much being pissed off because you're mad at your situation,
Yeah.
or the events that are coming down the pipe on you.
Sure. There is such a thing as healthy anger.
Sure, there is,
You just have to,
but ultimately,
go
ahead.
No, here's the thing. Anger is not inherently a negative emotion, because sometimes you need anger in order to make change. Now,
Oh, absolutely.
I don't mean like breaking furniture.
No.
I mean stuff like,
Yeah. Calling the authorities.
Call it-
No.
yeah,
No.
pretty much. Anything that involves people calling the cops on you, that's not healthy anger. You just have to do stuff like, working out, which is now my job.
I mean, channel your
Which
energy.
you now are obligated to come and see me. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna like it. I'm gonna make you do glute races.
You're making the microphone moist.
No, there's a pop filter.
Yeah.
Impossible.
I mean, channel it.
Yeah, channel it in a constructive way that will serve you
That will
instead
serve
of
you.
breaking your own house or someone else's
Yeah,
house.
I mean,
Yeah, this is why, not getting political.
no.
But let's say hypothetically, people started rioting for whatever reason, and they tear their own neighborhoods up.
Yeah.
Their own stores, their own houses, their own everything, notwithstanding anything that's like an outside influence, like a Walmart or anything like that. Their own local ma and pop shops, their own city hall, their own houses, everything. They trash their own homes, and it's like, now where are you going to live?
Right.
You already broke your own neighborhood, instead of going to where the people you don't like or whatever's happening. And it's like, what was the point of all that? That's not healthy anger.
I don't think so.
Don't break your own house when you're trying to solve a problem. Put that on a t-shirt.
Don't break your own house. Try to solve your own problem.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're not really trying to solve their own problem.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. A lot of times no.
They think they're dealing with it. I mean, find a productive way.
There are some situations where I would personally condone a riot. And again, it's that whole thing of, it has to be the most extreme thing because you've tried everything else. You've tried petition, you've tried bargaining, reasoning, the pacifistic front, which ultimately does work as portrayed by he who T-poses and MLK and Gandhi, I guess. To an extent? Yeah, no, he did it too.
Right.
I'm fucked up. Anyway, but sometimes I will sometimes condone a riot if it's like, okay, you did literally everything else.
Right.
Let's burn the city to the ground.
Okay.
Let's see if that gets the message. I don't know. I'm just in this weird mood where it's like, I kind of want to go to bed, But I want to listen to music and do, I don't know. Is that the matriarch? Okay, never mind. I don't know. I'm just in this mood where it's like, it's basically the part where it's you want to go into the coma. I also haven't seen any good movies lately. I tried watching Dead Poet Society, and I need more than 5 minutes to get into it. Like, I watched the first 5 minutes, got distracted, and I haven't come back to it. It's like, I need more than 5 minutes to get fully invested into the Dead Poet Society.
I guess, especially for your generation, it's a little harder to... Okay, contrast the movie.
It is not going to beat Wrinkle in Time when I was 8 years old.
No, it's not going to be Wrinkle in Time, and it's not going to be, X-Men or... the movies today grab you at the very beginning.
Yes.
Grab you by the throat.
Yes.
And just drag you through everything for the next 2 hours.
No, I know, because, things, to an extent, attention spans are somewhat I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't want to say per se that it's getting lower, even though in a way it is.
In a way it is.
But also, it's just stuff like flashy.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that people are less intelligent per se.
No.
It doesn't mean they're less sophisticated.
No.
But if you look at today's
I'm
movies...
just wanting a hook.
Yeah.
Like the movie The Witch.
Yeah.
That's a slow burn, but they gave you a hook.
Yeah, there's just this ugly hook that just really draws you in.
Yeah,
like, what happened to the baby?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's the baby, not the children.
You can empathize and associate with the young girl that's running into the woods after the child disappeared.
Yeah, because her parents gonna think she done fucked up.
But, I mean, think about movies today. Think about movies in my time, because I've shown you many of them. And then there are movies from, say, your grandparents' generation, which...
I like some of those.
Some of those.
Okay, let me phrase that.
Like Alfred Hitchcock, without Psycho. I mean, everything...
Oh my God, I have not seen anything by Hitchcock that wasn't Psycho. I need to correct that. I've heard... No. I've seen Rear Window.
Okay. All right, that's good.
I like Rear Window.
It's such a slow burn.
Yeah.
There's such a dramatic, it's more in the...
You know what I respect?
What?
About Rear Window?
Yeah.
Granted, it was like 50 plus years ago.
Sure.
But here's the thing. In this day and age where, okay, I don't 100% understand the source of it, but I do know it is pretty prevalent.
Right.
I think it was Disney that did it, or Pixar. I can't remember which one. They're kind of the same company at this point.
They are now.
Unfortunate. I wanted to work for Pixar, but that was probably a smart decision in not doing that. Thanks, John Lasseter. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like that was my dream, like as a kid. I wanted to animate for Pixar. First of all, I can't do that because Disney, and second of all, I can't do that because of that dickhole. And it's like, well, there goes my childhood. But anyway, lamenting dreams aside, there's this whole story dynamic related to subverting the expectations of the audience. The audience can see the twist coming before it even gets here, so we need to have like a twist villain or a twist at the end, We need to Shyamalan up this, or M. Night Shyamalan up. Shyamalanga ding dong this bitch. You see?
Shamalam.
Shimon? M. Night Shyamalan. That's what I'm going to call him now.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, because I don't care. I don't think he does anymore. And plus he ruined Avatar Last Airbender movie, so fuck him. Anyway.
You're going to have to let that go.
Never. No. The answer is no. Anyway, so there's this weird prevalence of like tying a twist villain, like the best friend was the actual secret mastermind the whole time, shit like that.
Well,
and I'm like, guys, can we what stop? First of all, if you had a good enough script, twist villain or no, you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what I respect about Rear Window is the guy, spoiler alert for like a 50-plus year movie, and also Disturbia, which I like.
Mm.
I kind of like it. Well, I liked the soundtrack
It was
better.
scary, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I knew this dude.
Oh, I like that movie. It's like, I think it's become like the forgotten Shia LaBeouf film for unfair reasons.
I'm pretty sure it scarred the bro.
Really?
Yeah, he was a little too young.
Oh, well, like The Dark Knight?
That didn't really scar him.
Okay,
I mean,
we saw The Dark Knight, like, opening weekend in IMAX theater because we could. Yeah, because we could.
Because we could.
And we didn't know Heath Ledger Joker was gonna be that fucking scary. I was like 12 or 13, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the most intense thing ever.
Yeah, I know, it's like, it's Batman.
And then Heath Ledger Joker's like, anyway, God rest his soul.
We're having tryouts. Yeah.
He was great. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
But anyway, so I respect Rear Window for the fact that the guy they think is the killer is the actual guy they think is the killer. Does that make sense? It's like there's no subterfuge, there's no this. It's just this is the dude. We gotta prove it.
Right.
We gotta make it happen, and this is how we're gonna do it.
Right.
And I'm like, thank you.
Right.
For not bending me over backwards, thinking it's John Joe over here, but it was actually Mary Sue over there.
I mean, you had the the transition happened in the 70s.
How so?
With the quote unquote blockbuster movies, like
okay.
Jaws and Star Wars.
Jaws was really good.
Contrast that with movies 20 years prior in the 1950s, which
you mean the science fiction movie? Excuse me.
Not necessarily science fiction,
but also the westerns.
Let's take a look at, I guess, one of the easiest frame of references that folks today, current generation.
From the 1950s?
No. The current generation, your generation and younger would have an easy access to view would be the Twilight Zone.
Ooh.
See how the writing in the Twilight Zone... There were entire movies during the 1950s, 1940s that had this complicated style, sophisticated writing.
Sure.
And it wasn't necessarily because, well, one of the biggest reasons they didn't have special effects was they didn't have special effects.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes they just didn't have money.
They didn't have the budget, and they didn't have the ability. People have no. I mean, if you look, because you and I have sat down and watched movies like
the Universal movies.
No, the movies that everything changed after Star Wars as far as special effects.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
Technically, you could argue that isn't really an argument. Technically, also special effects changed after King Kong, the OG, but
you and
Godzilla.
You and I have sat down and watched movies, and I would say, "Hey, you see this? This special effect here? They actually won an Oscar for special effects, and it's so campy and so corny, and so because the technology has advanced."
Yeah, no, I don't mock stuff like that because you don't.
But what I'm saying, what makes money?
Yeah,
and what has an effect on popular culture.
True.
So
the Brendan Fraser mummy is awesome. That thing was made in the 90s and it still looks good. All the special effects look good.
It's hard to pull off. It really is.
I know.
It's like Star Trek, the original series.
Ooh.
You understand?
Yes.
What they did was so
my God.
groundbreaking. Yes. It even holds weight. Even to this day.
Yeah, no shit.
For an hour.
Yes.
Okay, it holds your attention for an hour.
Yeah, I marathoned the first first series.
Star Trek, the original series, actually melds together the best possible special effects of the time.
Yeah.
And the writing.
I will admit this.
And it will hold you in that pocket for an entire hour.
Yes, even to this
that's
day.
Unheard of. It's almost unheard of.
Yeah, especially today.
Because, not every scene is them running or being chased or having a phaser, battle or anything like that. I mean, it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah, not every scene is like that. Although, to be fair, you are kind of distracted by Leonard Nimoy, God rest his soul, who is just the best science officer in the galaxy ever. Yeah. Like, I don't care. I literally don't care about anything else that came after. Like, you cannot top Spock. But anyway, there's actually one episode. There is one episode of Star Trek. I think it was like this first season that did two things. One for me personally, and two for probably current today. I'll get to it. There is a episode, and I think it was the first season of the original Star Trek series. And it started out with Sulu and at least one red shirt, and possibly McCoy. I can't remember, but definitely Sulu and a couple of red shirts.
Right.
They go down, and it's like a western town because, hey, it was like the 1960s or 70s. Of course, there's fucking sets of westerns that they had to utilize. They could not do it. So they're going on around this town, and they're checking things out, making sure everything's all comfy and cozy and prime directive bullshit.
Right.
And stuff like that. And then they get set upon by these, I think it was these hooded people with these long sticks. And then one of them manages to get Sulu just as he gets beamed back up to the Enterprise. And they're asking him, dude, what happened? The fuck happened? Obviously in Star Trek speak, because they don't curse.
True.
It's apparently an advanced enough civilization where they can't go, Sulu, what the fuck just happened? So I guess Marines don't exist anymore.
That would be interesting.
Oh yeah, Star Trek Marines. I would pay to see...
Star Trek Marines.
Yes, I want to know what the Marine Corps in the Star Trek universe looks like. Are they still doing stupid shit out there, giving... no, wait, that's the... Wait, is that... Never mind, I don't care. They're still doing stupid shit like promoting bunnies to Corporal. That actually happened. I saw a video, but I explained that on the podcast, and I just love it. Playing human bowling ball and other such... It's probably more unspeakable things that I've yet to see or will ever see. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Anyway. And basically... Kirk and Spock, of course, because you can't have one without the other a lot of times. And McCoy, the main three go down to the planet, and they're like, what the fuck's happening? What happened to Sulu? Because Sulu's in this trance. He's like, oh, land truth. He will save us all. Stuff like that. And what got me, other than what happened to Sulu, what got me was, they're going through the town, people are walking around acting kind of wooden towards each other. And then all of a sudden, at the exact ticking of it was either 9 or 10 in the morning or something like that, or late at night, I can't remember. Basically, the festival where as soon as the clock struck a particular time, everyone lost their fucking minds.
Right.
In terms of the standards of what they allowed on TV back then, it was basically, rioting, people fighting the streets, women getting taken advantage of, but they couldn't really show a lot of that.
Ew.
Oh, no. Just madness at the stroke of, I think it was 10 o'clock.
Cats and dogs living together.
And, of course, the Enterprise crew were like, oh, God, what's happening?
Old Testament.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Old Testament stuff. And basically, they're basically being told by some of the underground the quote-unquote underground cell of the town is it's the festival. Festivals aren't this. So I think this episode actually started the Purge.
I was about to ask you, do you think that was a precursor to the Purge?
I think it was a precursor to the Purge, where their festival is not drunken revelry and debauchery, but absolute anarchy and chaos.
Which leads
to the Purge.
Yeah.
And the end of the episode, for me personally, was anticlimactic, where they find out that Landru, the guy who's in charge of this whole planet, is actually a computer.
Oh, yeah.
Which for me was underwhelming because I've seen it before. This is not my first rodeo seeing something like that, but then you kind of explained to me how back when that episode first came out, it probably blew some people's minds that computers would have sway over people to that capacity.
Yes, that was a topic of anxiety among people.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it was.
So even...
it's that threatening new technology.
True.
And we're experiencing that today as well.
Yeah, there's...
When it comes to facial recognition software and
which,
tracking.
At first I would be
NSA,
like... I don't want to talk about that.
All right, come get us.
I don't want to talk about it. No, it's just this whole thing of, initially I was going to say, with the Panini and this facial recognition technology, it kind of almost solves the problem in and of itself. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really be facially recognized if they can't see your face. And in some capacity, that has worked. You know what they found as a workaround?
I would love to hear what they found as a workaround.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but sooner or later, the new facial recognition, from what I've been hearing from my tech head friends, was they were going to develop the technology to somehow read your signature heart rhythm to determine it's you. Yeah.
Wow.
Now you, Mr. Medical Man, can you explain to me how feasible something like that could be? Not in a technological sense, just in a, we all have our own signature heartbeats?
I don't know about that. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, within the technology that exists today, all right?
Yeah.
EKG.
Sure.
That sort of thing. I would have to see.
Take your time.
I would have to see information that would suggest that
it was more feasible than what I'm talking about.
If they are able to, if everybody's got a particular cardiac rhythm, say like a fingerprint.
Yeah, like a cardiac fingerprint.
Like a cardiac fingerprint.
Yeah.
If they're able to pin that down, I can't even imagine technology able to do that just from somebody walking down the street.
Yeah, that's
without
what
some type of device being attached to them.
Yeah, directly attached to them.
Now, I can also understand why I guess theoretically, you could say that that type of information might be obtained.
Sure.
Wi-Fi wise, or not necessarily without some type of device being attached to you. Mm-hmm. To me, that would be a red herring. And here's why. Because it would be easier, this little handheld thing that you hold, what is cell phone?
Yeah.
It would be easier to track and identify people based on that. Every phone has its own significant individual IP address. Is that my understanding?
Yeah, has its own GPS tracking system. Yeah, I know.
Tracking number.
And everyone has
algorithm, and everybody has one. I would say
that's
and see that and say, oh, I know.
What?
Because that's illegal.
To track via cell phone.
To track me via this piece of technology in my hand.
It hasn't stopped the governments before.
No, it hasn't stopped, and it won't. But what they can do, what they can do is they can shroud it in. Well, we're able to track people by their individual cardiac, quote unquote, fingerprint. Which personally, I cannot fit into my head the technology needed to accomplish that.
Yeah, that's just my whole thing. It's like, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just like, it really? First and foremost, how does that even work? Like, are you going to take a radar gun, like a cop speed gun, point at someone, pull the trigger, and it's like, oh.
No, they'll do it.
62/80 or whatever the fuck.
They'll do it by satellite.
Or something like that, and it's like...
CIA.
Yeah, and then at some point it's like... And second of all, we as individuals have a unique enough cardiac rhythm to act as a thumbprint.
I can't.
Really?
Man, that's...
Like, it's unique enough to where you can't, like, have 3 to 4 people gathered together in a group, like a tight group.
And you would be able to determine who was who in that group. That type of technology is...
That has to be decades from now, unless they somehow found a way.
Well, I'm sure, maybe they use it with drone technology. Maybe they perfected it over...
I don't know.
Over in...
It's entirely possible, but I don't know.
These drone strikes that are taking out quote-unquote terrorists...
I don't know, man.
Like a smart bomb or a smart...
smart bombs, I would believe.
I can't, man. That's tough.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
A cardiac rhythm. It isn't that... I mean, maybe everybody does have a very specific cardiac rhythm, but the technology to be able to measure it...
I don't know how you could do it.
From space?
Yeah, from, like, space?
Man, that's... I don't know.
I don't know.
That sounds kind of fictional. And I know in the past...
Stuff like that, when you say fictional...
It always starts fictional, you know, like, you know...
The Death Star plans.
Death Star plans and Star Trek phasers.
Yeah.
And the communicators, which are now the cell phones that we hold in our hand.
You know...
but that's still an electronic signal.
Yes.
That isn't necessarily a biosignal. Biosignal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough.
To me, I think that what differentiates us is behavior.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like, you know, the secret to being a successful shoplifter
is to...
You know, unless you're on the West Coast where you can just walk in and put $975 worth of stuff in your cart and just walk out into the street.
And no one cares.
No authority is going to try to stop you.
Yeah.
To me... you know, we've always talked about it's the change in behavior that draws attention. Mm-hmm. When everybody is doing the same thing, everybody's eating with their right hand, eating with their right hand, eating with their right hand, and then somebody reaches down and picks something up with their left. And everybody is going to turn. There's this really interesting radar that we as human beings have. Mm-hmm. Okay, when you stand in a crowd, and you're not really looking for anything, you're just kind of hanging out. But if somebody does one motion
that's out of sorts,
that's out of the standard, your eyes will be drawn to it. Your instinct will pick it up even before your rational mind processes it.
Indeed.
Because you are engaging in... I'm not saying that it's a negative behavior. I'm just saying it's like a
herding aspect.
Yeah, it's almost like a herding aspect. You know, there's a large. It's like a large group, and the one antelope that raises its head. Yeah, that's the signal.
Yeah, that it's not the lion crawling through the tall grass towards the herd of antelope.
No,
it's the one antelope that just dips his head up and goes, "What the fuck is that?" And then they all run.
His head up, then they all run.
Yeah.
See that's something that unfortunately a lot of people don't appreciate the importance of.
Yes.
And but it's ingrained in us. It is ingrained in us. We can't necessarily define it. We don't know that it's happening until it happens.
Yes.
And the one animal that pops his head up when a predator is near causes the entire herd to scatter. Okay.
Pretty much.
So it's that change in behavior. It's that everybody lives in the same type of house. Everybody drives the same type of car. And we see that type of homogenization going on every day.
Oh, yeah.
Same music, same vehicle, same house. Everything is turning into be, it's like pop music. It's just the same song.
By the same two songwriters. Two!
It's the exact same song. It's just delivered in different styles. Okay, but
like I have I have mad respect for those two songwriters. But guys, can you give it a break?
Hey, if that's what works, I mean, what are you going to do?
I know.
I mean, I'm just like you. I hate it too.
Yeah. Well, I guess the upside is we have the internet, and I've heard people talk about stuff like, well, all the good bands are like on Spotify or Bandcamp or so. You got to go and find them, and I'm like, I don't know where to start looking. Not only that, but people are like into memes and stuff, and it's like, you know, what if I go on a band? It's this weird situation where you mean to tell me that in order to find the best throwback 90s grunge band, I have to go searching for 3 hours on Bandcamp and find this one band called the Piss Hydrants and listen to that third song of theirs?
Well, so that's why when you turn on the radio, you hear the same songs from the same bands. You know, they got other music. Sorry.
Yeah.
They have other music, but
you know what?
But they only play like three. It's like, you know, Freebird from Leonard Skinner, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's like 9 minutes
They've
long.
They've got a ton of good music, but you only hear 2 songs, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, actually, the 2 primary songs from Leonard Skinner that you always hear is usually either Freebird or Tuesday's Gone. Every now and then you'll catch Simple Man that's not being covered by Shine Down.
Sweet Home Alabama.
I fucking hate Sweet Home Alabama. Like, I have
it only applies to one state.
Yeah, no disrespect to Alabama. I'm tired of hearing that song. There's actually, there's only been one other Leonard Skinner song I have ever heard on the radio, and it happened within the last month, and it's become my favorite song of theirs. Give Me Back My Bullets. If you haven't heard it, I like it. Leonard Skinner's Give Me Back My Bullets. And it's like, right. And it was, it came on, there's like this one radio station that plays anything near here, and they do mean it when they say that.
Right.
Well, to an extent, I've yet to hear anything metal. Well, anything akin to Megadeth or Motorhead, but, you know. Anyway, so they'll play anything from like the cheesy synth pop to the grunge and the rock and the modern day shit sometimes. And then all of a sudden just pops up as Leonard Skinner's Give Me Back My Bullets. And it's like, what the fuck is this song? Is it Leonard Skinner?
Right.
Really? Wow. Holy shit. And I tracked it down on Spotify the other week. And it's like, yeah, this is going on a playlist. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm keeping it. Like, fuck yeah. Oh.
They have a great song that's called Something Going On.
Something Going On?
Talk about, and it's kind of the government, the world.
I'm not surprised. I think everyone in the past
being told one. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And if I want people who are our fans in the future.
Yes.
If this is where I want them to get to.
Uh-huh.
Okay, people, I'm not doing this just for me. I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sitting in here talking about things.
Having another person talk about things. Yeah.
Because I want you to think.
Indeed.
About what's happening.
Ugh.
Okay. And there are definitely some things that are going down. You're being told something.
But you're seeing something else.
Wake up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's what that song's about.
Oh, I know.
Something's going on.
Yeah. Honestly.
And hey, if you can't do that, people, then, find somebody else to listen to.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just went like, it'd be awesome to do in like a large crowd of people. It's to play Fortune Sun by CCR.
Oh.
Creedence Clearwater Revival or something like that.
Yes.
Play Fortune Sun by CCR in a large crowd of people and watch people go into having flashbacks. And as the old meme goes, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And for some fucking reason, they're speaking Vietnamese. Oh, that's fucked up. Fortune's Son's playing in the background.
Things that make you go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song could become a total meme because of... I know that song is not pro-war.
No.
But thanks to Forrest Gump, it's basically become the theme song to the Vietnam War.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And let me...
Like, I get why they use that song during the Vietnam section, but it's become synonymous with Vietnam because of that movie.
It was prior to that movie, it was synonymous with it.
Really?
Yes, it was, yes.
Wow. Yes. I did not know. Okay, so the movie...
About being drafted into a war, and
Okay, so that's why...
And it basically explores a dynamic that ultimately doesn't have anything to do with war. Although war brings it front and center.
Sure.
Where, the wealthy people create the conflicts and poor people fight them.
That's also essentially the same through line as System of a Down's BYOB.
I don't know that one.
It's rough.
Okay. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I mean, basically, the lower class. I've always said
also Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Absolutely.
War Pigs.
War Pigs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an overclass and there's an underclass. Everybody wants to split it up into colors and genders.
No, it's not racism. It's not nothing. It's classism.
Right. It's classism.
Yes.
The color that's most important is not black or white or brown.
No one cares.
It's green.
Yes.
And you got green or you don't got green. If you
that's
got green, you can live and do whatever you want.
Yeah. Whatever the Great Gatsby said.
You and I go into these really left field type of references, which is really cool because it channels and funnels the conversation.
Yeah, I know. I may or may not have the strength for it, but continue.
What's the Hispanic or Latino or whatever term gets me in less trouble? A non-Caucasian, what's his name? Fluffy.
You mean Gabriel Iglesias?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. What about him?
I love the story where he talks about going over into the Middle East and performing.
I love that too.
And he talks about how he performs he's basically performing for
a segregated audience.
A segregated audience that probably occupies way less, probably 0.05% of the population of that area.
Yes.
Okay, and how the rich people get together and they go to his shows, and he tours for them, but the other 99.05% of the population would string him up and quarter him.
Probably.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, there is an overclass and an underclass.
Especially this is especially relevant when he talks to the prince,
right?
Who goes nameless, but we can probably make guesses.
And so he has to perform. Not only do they do it, he doesn't go to like this.
He doesn't go to like an in-city stadium. They take him outside of the city. Yeah, like Dubai.
It's not like he goes into a stadium in Dubai. He goes to a place that's far away from the populated area.
Yeah, I think in the story he talks about, he asks the driver, like, why are they, cutting away from the major city?
Exactly.
And the driver says that, he's taking them to the event away from, like, the religious police.
Right.
So basically the heavy-handed regime of the area.
The people who exist outside.
All
that.
Yes.
Okay, they still want to be entertained a particular way.
Well, of course.
But he can't find an audience within the major percentage of the other 99%.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to perform in front of the 99%. He only performs for the 1%.
Yes.
And I believe that dynamic exists everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Even here.
Yeah.
And it irritates me that I can see how the 1% get to operate any way they want to, and the other 99% are basically that 1% actually puts people in a box, and if not, they don't put people. They allow they allow that 99% to operate within the box. That's why people politically and culturally and socially are at each other's throats right now.
Yeah. Because they got nothing else to bond over.
They got nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually heard several horror stories. Well, also have read numerous of it. So it's not just the same person copying and pasting it.
Mm-mm.
Stuff on online forums and social media talking about how there has been a couple, and now obviously this has to happen at least every weekend, if not every day.
Yeah. Something
about several influencer, like attractive female influencers, although there's probably one for attractive male influencers, where the story that I was told numerous times over stuff like Reddit or something was basically these numerous influencers, obviously these very beautiful people, were basically flown out for like some rich person's party, like a super rich person's party. Wait, don't jump the gun here. Basically, everyone has signed like an NDA. And they are, essentially, the influencers are the entertainment for the super rich person. Wait.
They entertain them all right.
Wait. And the story that I've been told is part of the NDA is, like, the influencers are essentially shown a feast of fear factor horror, and anything they eat, there's like a monetary value on it. Like if they ate a cricket, they get $100. Or if they ate an eyeball, they get $1,000 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the entertainment portion for the super rich dude. Just making a bunch of people struggling to make a living, eat gross stuff for money.
That's the least of what they do.
That is the least of what happens. And I've heard this story numerous times from several points of views, and obviously it gets better as sometimes it gets worse. This is also
Let's use advanced.
I don't. I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Because I think it's all worst.
Oh, I know. It's all worse. It's all bad.
It's all, you're basically paying someone to debase themselves.
Yes.
And allow themselves to be debased.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Because for you, it's like, for the super rich person's pocket money, but for them, that's their rent.
Brave New World, Huxley.
I need to reread that, because I don't remember what exactly happened.
Zardoz. With Sean Connery.
Zardoz is fucking weird. I mean, I get what they're trying to say, but it's weird.
Yeah.
But
there's an overclass that has the ability to pay you to
do
whatever. And especially, I'm glad you brought that up because, we've talked about that. I think there are a lot of quote unquote influencers, social media influencers.
Sure.
Now that they have, they made their mark as being a little different, being a little rebellious,
whatever.
Blah, 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 blah. But now, to keep their income,
they have to continuously do these outrageous things.
Yeah.
I know.
And compromise their integrity.
I figure.
If such dynamic existed
Indeed.
At all, ever.
It's just, it's just something where I'm just like, I don't want to set out to be an influencer, you know what I mean?
No.
I would just much rather be like, oh, Jim Pick, I'm a trader. Jim Pick, I'm a trader. Oh, hey, look. Sponsorship. Moving on.
Well, I think the original motive that we were involved in, we just want, I just want to educate and I just want to be educated.
Sure.
I mean, I honestly and truly, I look forward to the future.
Oh, I do too.
With a following where people,
can interact with us. Yes.
Ask questions, make accusations, allow for a dialogue.
Yes, because that's what we're kind of searching for, is a dialogue.
Right, searching for that community, that population where we can engage in a dialogue. Because how am I going to be a cult leader without that?
You do your thing, I do my thing. God, I'm tired.
Kneel before Zod! know what I'm saying?
No, I get it. I get it.
So, hey,
Ugh.
let's rock.
I know. I'm hungry.
Yeah, and you're tired.
Yeah, I'm tired, and I'm not hungover. I'm just tired.
Girl.
Ugh. Thank God I'm not hungover.
It's a good thing you're in shape.
Yeah, thank God I'm in shape.
You didn't need chemicals to get through your weekend.
No, I didn't. Although God knows I probably could have used it.
Good old-fashioned cardiovascular healthy. Yeah.
The best part about the program, and you know what the best part about the program I'm invested in is no matter how deep the hole I get into in terms of being out of shape,
yeah,
I can dig myself back out of it. That's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
true.
It's not just that it puts you in a certain shape. It's not just the fact that it gets you healthy. Because there's numerous things where it can shave weight off of you, like Atkins. Man, fuck that program. It's not just, getting you at a certain level of health, like just working out or just running or just doing Stairmaster or whatever.
Yeah.
It's the fact that if you fall down the hole of bad eating and bad lifestyle choices,
right.
you can dig yourself back out of it. That's
it's
why
that you bring that up.
Like it.
So I am currently involved in a mental process where I'm not happy with my particular shape.
Yes.
Physically or cardiovascularly.
Sure.
Cardiovascularly.
It is now a word.
Is that a word?
It is now a word.
It is now. But I know things that I could do for 30 days that would just dig me right out of it.
Yes.
And I'm not happy about that. I'm just not looking forward to the point where I finally go, all right, goddamn it, that's it. I can't wipe my ass anymore. I've got to get my fat ass.
I don't blame you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I have that, I can break the glass and pull out the emergency item.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And set myself straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just waiting for your transition to be over with.
Yeah.
Which I'm waiting for, too.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Seriously, I'm tired of it, too, because it's
I know.
Oh, God. I'm kind of tapped out. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I guess this was an okay episode.
I might have to drink some coffee before the next one, too.
Yeah. I don't do coffee.
Well, it came from, yesterday was kind of a rough day at work, so the boss bought everybody coffee, and I drank half of it and brought half of it home.
Oh, that's what that Starbucks is.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. Man, fuck that place. They serve one drink that I actually drink, and that's it.
I'm writing a novel. Ugh. Yeah. Okay.
You're harshing my vibe, man.
Whipped foam and keyboard clicking.
Reminds me of my college.
Yeah.
Dude, I may have said this on the podcast. I will leave you with this final story. I once saw someone ascend to God in college.
Oh.
No. I don't mean they killed themselves. I don't mean they died.
Well, I hope not.
They literally, it's like oh God, what the?
They become their own personal Jesus.
No. Shut up. Shut up. You know that's when I discovered the Pepsi and I won't allow you to use that ammo against me.
Sorry.
Blur. No, what's that story in the Brobel about, this one prophet was basically passing the torch to the next one, and he said, oh, hey, if you actually want, my abilities, plus and then some, you have to actually watch me literally ascend to the heavens, and then it's like, bye!
I don't know
Elijah.
If that was a directive.
Okay.
But it was just part of the association.
Yeah, it's like Elijah or one of those guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I saw that.
Really?
Not quite the same flaming imagery, but something akin to that.
Strawberry kiwi tea.
Oh, my sweet summer child. All right.
No straw.
I saw this crazy motherfucker. And he was crazy.
Sure.
Okay. imagine a coffee maker.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you get the pot.
Yeah.
He puts in his, extra strength coffee Folgers, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Puts that in there. In the tank, he puts some kind of extra strength Monster and some kind of extra strength Rockstar energy drink instead of water.
What? There's somebody working there?
No, he was a student.
Wait, he added it after he got?
No, he brewed his coffee with the Monster and the Rockstar energy drink. Instead of water, it was the energy drink.
Was he actually in one of these shops?
No, this is at college campus.
Oh.
So he puts the energy drinks in the back of the tank instead of the water. He brews it for an hour, because I was there for an hour, and I saw him. I didn't know him. I knew his name. I was like, Eric, you want to talk about something?
Oh my God!
This man did not respond to me.
That's because he was in the fourth dimension. That's why.
No. This is before he drank it. No, this is before he drank it.
Effing string theory.
He was stood there for an hour. Did not sit down. Did not talk to anyone. Did not get out his phone and text nobody. He stared at the coffee maker as it brewed for an hour.
Wow.
Got a big ole. One of those big Slurpee gas station gallon cups. Put the entire bottle, or put the entire thing in the canister, and then mixed it with a 5-hour energy. He stirred it for 5 minutes, and then he drank it.
His heart rate was about 367.
He didn't drink the whole thing in one go, but he definitely nursed it over the course of the day. I never saw.
Did he go plaid?
Well, I never saw him again after that.
He discovered the secret of time travel, and you missed it.
Yeah, I never saw Eric again after that happened. I don't know if he died. I don't know if he dropped out. I don't know if his class just changed and he went to a different building on the campus. But that is the final memory I have of this dude. So I can only assume that, I think Eric went to go see God. He went to go talk to God for something.
He went and talk to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he just he needed to get to the board meeting.
Excuse me. Gracious.
Yeah. There wasn't room in the carpool with Jesus and the Buddha.
Shotgun.
Yeah, there wasn't room in the carpool with those guys. The lights surrounding them, which is blind you. You can't drive with all that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh. I've seen some heavy-handed stuff, but I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, I honest to God believe that dude saw Jesus at some point.
I've seen a venti with six espresso shots. I have seen a person, if you have a workplace where they get food service coffee, they have bags of coffee. I've seen a person filter approximately 20 ounces of water through 2 bags of service coffee.
Yeah.
But brewing coffee with
Monster Energy in 5 hours.
and Rockstar. Man, that's
yeah, I like to think every time I think of Eric, I was like,
it's like the
I like pray, and I'm like, hey,
seal of the apocalypse.
I know, I don't pray directly to Eric, but I'm like, hey, if you're still up there, I need a favor.
Oh.
Can you do me a favor and go talk to God?
Is that him wearing Orion's belt for crying out loud?
I don't know.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, I don't pray directly to Eric, but I'm like, hey, if you're still up there, I need a favor.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's death on a cracker right there.
Like I said, I'm just like, hey, if you're still up there, you're still up there.
I hope you plan on living long enough where people can, you can get a heart from the local 5 and dimes. All I can tell you, buddy, is wear your cardiac system out.
Yeah, stuff like that just spooks me. But that was him.
That's too much.
Okay. All right, I'm hungry.
No worries.
All right. And I'm tapped out, and I need a nap.
Naps am good.
Yes, naps am good.
All right.
Well, that's it, folks. Oh, Jesus.
Woo!
I was your host, Bel-E.
And I was your co-host, Mr. Scratch.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Goodbye.